Farming in balloons has always been something people have attempted to optimize and min-max since the introduction of banana farms. And over a decade later, it's still something people experiment with frequently. However, there's rarely an agreed upon way to farm the most effectively, and oftentimes those methods make your average balloon game pretty sweaty. However, today we want to go over strategies that are just right for casual players for both easy and hard maps alike. By the way, if you find this guide helpful, like it and share it around. Also, subscribe if you're interested in any follow-up video about boss farming and the like. Banana farms, generally speaking, are pretty simple. Most farms take 18 to 19 rounds to profit, which is to say they make as much money as you invested into it. And if given the middle path cross path, this turns into 16 to 17 rounds. This goes for the entirety of the top path and as well tiers 1, 2, and 5 of the bottom path. However, the bottom path has a particular caveat that the tiers 3 and 4 actually profit in 11 to 13 rounds, making them incredibly efficient, although not very big earners. As for banks though, we'll talk about those a little later.
Crew, bringing food, supplies, ammunition, equipment to United Nations around the globe, to Australia, to England.
Boats are as simple as it gets. Merchantmen make $200 per round, and flavored trades make $500 per round, each paying themselves off in 19 rounds. They can be given a 10% income buff by Central Market Banana Farms, which caps out at 10, essentially doubling your income once you cap it out. The Tier 5 Trade Empire adds an additional plus 15 to all of your boats per merchantman on screen and plus 20 per flavored trades on screen. These are typically considered to be the most optimal farms, but they're not usable on many maps, especially the harder ones, just to take note.
Lamp oil, rope, bombs, you want it? It's yours, my friend, as long as you have enough rubies.
And then there's the heroes. Now, I have already done a video on Benjamin, so if you want to check it out, albeit it's a little outdated, it is there. And then Geraldo is kind of a farming hero, because he has the NFT, or well, it's an action figure, but everyone calls it an NFT. And he also provides a fairly cheap defense, so we'll include him just because. Now, of course, there are other income towers within the game, but there isn't really a table I can present for these because it's entirely dependent on the user. For example, supply drop or jungle's bounty because it's entirely dependent on how long the round lasts and as well how often you actually use the ability. There's also things like Oben's Wall of Trees or Balloon Trap, which are entirely dependent on placement and as well, again, how well the user actually uses them. But just know, if you're going to use Oben or Balloon Trap, put them close to the entrance of the track, and also make sure they can see camo, and as for Supply Drop and Druid of the Jungle, well, just put them on a tech bot, to be honest. And of course, you're probably wondering, well, what's the strategy here then? With all these methods I've described, how do I use them practically in a game? Well, the beauty of what I've mentioned here today is that you can use them in pretty much any game. Let's take, for example, Oben or Balloon Trap. Both of these guys give you plus 100% income upon detonating their traps, and this is practical because, first of all, both these guys do damage on their own, which is pretty sufficient to carry their price tag, and as well, in the case of Oben, he also has many other uses than simply just income. Which is not to mention that you can actually boost this income with Rubber to Gold, which is something I also covered in a different video. Something similar could be said for boat farming and sniper farming. Both of these are pretty sufficient sources of DPS, especially sniper farming. Elite Sniper is of course meta on most maps in the game. And of course, let's be real, $3,000 per crate drop is no laughing matter. Not to mention, of course, that this can be buffed by a bottom path village, which is a video that I made, although it's gone now, but I'll probably remake in the near future. Which, this is all to say that strategy for farming is honestly quite simple. If I've taught you anything today, I hope that it's that you can build a strategy around just making a little bit of extra income, no matter what you do, pretty much. And giving a more casual approach to farming rather than doing a try-hard, perfect placement pixel, getting every last cent out of every building kind of thing. Because to be honest, I find that stuff to be pretty stressful myself. And I hope you enjoyed this guide. And if you enjoyed it enough, why not like the video, or even subscribe for future guides, or, you know, whatever I end up making next. And if you'd like to keep up with what I might be doing next, in fact, or just in general, you're curious, check out my Discord and Twitter, which will be linked in the description. And with that said, I shall bid you all a farewell.